Okay, I'll be honest. I have no idea what's going on. My allergies just hit me out of nowhere 5 minutes before recording, and I don't know. And it's like impossible for me to even open my eyes. I don't know if I'm tired. I don't know if I'm sleepy. I don't know what's going on. This sucks though.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
Oh gosh. All right. So Devin Vassell. We all saw it coming, right? Like no one didn't see this coming. Devin Vassell, he just signed a great contract. So we're going to talk about that. And I want to respond to some of the things that I've seen online. And I'm not really angry about it. I think it's just ill-informed. Like, I think it's just literally just don't know what they're talking about. Just uninformed on the situation. And on top of it, I think it's just being a casual, which is okay when it comes to the Spurs. So before we get into this, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description, or become a patron and YouTube member. Only $2 per month. If you don't want to do any of that, just subscribe and like this video, and that will suffice. All right, guys. All right, check it out. $146 million contract extension, 5 years. So we talked about this, I think maybe, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. But we saw this photo, or I think it was a video actually, and Devin Vassell posted it on his Instagram story. And I even asked you guys, we went live and I was like, what the heck is CAA? Because I just wasn't familiar with it. And you were like, yeah, Clan, that's his agency. I'm like, oh, okay. And he says business meeting here. We knew it was an extension. Like what else could it have been? It wasn't going to be anything else. He was up for an extension. We all knew it would be an extension. Also, I'm not shocked by this price at all. I think that he's definitely worth it. Not only with the new CBA, and a lot of players are going to be making way more, but even the direction that the Spurs are going in with other contracts, like Keldon Johnson, for instance. Next year, we're going to have a lot of people off the books, and then Keldon Johnson, I mean, he has a diminishing contract, which is absolutely ridiculous. So in the next few years, like, we're going to look really nice, really spicy, and the Spurs will be able to pick up a really nice free agent if they choose to do so. And not only that, I mean, it's just going to be a beautiful time to be a Spurs fan. Next couple years are going to be so great, which I think the Spurs can have their cake and eat it too, because not only are they going to be able to sign a nice free agent if they chose to, but also you're going to be able to get lottery picks more than likely. Like we'll have the Raptors one that should convey, and we'll also have Atlanta Hawks, and hopefully in 2015 that one goes through as well. So we're in a really great spot, and I'm really excited to see what happens with the Spurs going forward. And I don't believe that we'll make the playoffs this upcoming season, so that will be even another lottery pick that the Spurs could get. So we're in a great spot right now, and I think the Spurs know it, and they're like, look, we need to go ahead and set Devin Vassell down. All right, we need to get him a long-term contract. Now, with that being said, there's quite a few people bringing up the fact that Devin Vassell, like, who is he? It's just some casual situation here where people literally don't know who he is. There's a lot of people like, what the heck, 146 million? Like, who's this guy that plays for the Spurs again? And honestly, I think it just comes down to a couple things. Number one, I completely understand if you were not paying attention to Devin Vassell early when he first got to the Spurs. I understand that. I mean, the only thing that he seemed to be valuable for around that time was, okay, he's a decent two-way player and he's a catch and shoot player. At times looked like a sharpshooter. And then as times went on, he's developed more to his game, or he's been able to not develop more, but he's been able to show more facets of his offensive game. And this last season, I keep saying this, he made a huge jump. And unfortunately, him being injured most of the season and the Spurs not being on any, or basically any, nationally televised games, people weren't able to take or pay attention to him, so they didn't care. They're like, I don't know who he is. The Spurs suck. It doesn't matter. But I think that he's really going to come on notice now that he's with Wembanyama. And I also think Wemby makes Devin Vassell so much better, because he was an even good catch and shoot player if he had to be with DeJounte Murray. And now that he has so many different facets of his game offensively, and even his defense has improved quite a bit, he's going to be a huge asset. I've seen a few people, not a lot, but a few, just a few, okay, just a couple, talk about how, well, you know, Keldon didn't get this type of contract. But I think you're fooling yourself if you think that Devin and Keldon are on the same level. They just aren't. Devin Vassell's a better defender by far. An offensive game as far as everything in his repertoire, Devin Vassell blows him out of the water. In my opinion, that's just how I feel. I know you could bring up the stats and people love doing that, but that doesn't tell the full story all the time. So great job from the San Antonio Spurs. And I just want to bring up a couple tweets that I found interesting. So first and foremost, StatMuse, they said, this is kind of a random stat, but hey, I'll take it. It says the only players in Spurs history with 15 plus points per game, 1+ steals per game, 2+ 3-pointers made, and 35 plus 3-point percentage in a season is Devin Vassell and Manu Ginobili. Very specific stats. I'm never crazy about them, but hey, anything that has Manu Ginobili name in it, I will listen. And just looking at the comments here, you'll see he thinks we're listening. So this is somebody that's not a Spurs fan, obviously. No one cares. Bro, who is this? That's what I'm saying. A lot of people just don't know who he is. This gassed up. And they call Tyler Hero overpaid. Kind of not the flex they think it is. It's very random stat, I will say that. He trying to gas it up. Yeah, so obviously these are casuals that don't really know. And Devin Vassell is legit. Like, he's really good. And I'm not a Spurs fan, which most of you guys that watch these videos, you've seen me at least around and seen some of my videos before. I'm not someone that just calls a player great without truly believing it. I've been very adamant about certain players when I don't think that they're as good as fans typically say. Like, I've been pretty critical of Keldon Johnson, and people really hated me for that. I was critical of DeJounte Murray game on and off the court, and that was, you know, I criticized that. People did not like that. And I'm the same way with Devin. So if I truly don't believe that he is as good as Spurs fans are hyping him up, I'll say it. But Devin is. Every single thing that you've seen from Spurs fans that hype him up and say that he's going to be really good, or maybe a really good third option on a team, maybe even a third option on a championship team, I buy into it. I truly do believe he is that good. I didn't believe it before, especially the DeJounte Murray era. It just seemed like he didn't have enough to his game for me to be excited about it. But now it's definitely there. His creativity offensively is ridiculous. And one thing that I didn't even know that he had in his bag was facilitation. His facilitation skills are really good, top notch. Even for a shooting guard, is top notch. It's pretty impressive. So we should see quite a few creative passes this upcoming season as well. And with the Spurs having more weapons to their offense, I think he's going to shine even more. So let's see. And then this one, I found this as, I just think this is a great tweet. So this is from Eric Salinas. He usually has some pretty good tweets, another Spurs guy on Twitter. And I like this one. He said, Desmond Bane signed a 5-year, $207 million contract. Devin Vassell signed a 5-year, 135. No, it's 146. I think he just messed up there. Trying to remove the bias, but I think Vassell has more versatility on both ends of the floor and will be the better player. The deal is huge win for the Spurs. Casual fans from other teams never watch Devin, so take their opinion with a grain of salt. Absolutely agree with that. And also, not to disrespect Desmond Bane, I think the reason why Desmond Bane contract is the way that it is because just situational. I think if the San Antonio Spurs were, which I'm not saying that the Grizzlies are championship caliber yet, but if the Spurs were definitely like a deep playoff team, like the Grizzlies are definitely capable of being, they probably would have gave Devin even more money, you know, to hold him in. So it is a situational type thing. You can't just take one team and take one player specifically and then compare it to another with a different situation. But I do agree with what he has to say about Vassell having more versatility and eventually being a much better player than Desmond Bane. I do agree with that wholeheartedly. So yeah, I am on the Devin Vassell train. I've been on it for at least a year now. I completely see the hype, and I think he's going to be something serious next to Wemby and those guys. So anyways, that's all I got. That's all I have to say. I really struggled through this video, so please give it a like, subscribe. I'm dying over here. I don't know why my allergies are acting up this way, and I still have to go to the gym. But anyways, I'll give it to you guys later. Till next time. Bye.